Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Enfys Tarot. Today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, and it's everyone's favorite day. It's True Intentions Tuesday. So I've been shuffling for several minutes now. This is actually my second take. The shuffling has been going so long that the first take was 3.5 minutes before I even started pulling. I'm not going to have y'all sit through that. So I've been shuffling for quite some time, and I think we're just about ready to pull. We're going to ask Spirit, what are the true intentions of the people in our lives that we need to be aware of and focus on this week? There's, the people in our lives have so much influence on our decision making, and it's nice to have a hint. There's the card. You guys would not believe how much shuffling has been happening today. Here's the card. Perspective. I'd appreciate your unique perspective on a situation. I value your opinion. Okay. For some of us, I want you all to really get a good look at this card, because the past couple of weeks, the past few weeks, we've been getting a lot of true intentions cards that are focused around someone in desperation, someone in need of help and assistance. I think it was 3 weeks ago that we actually got the desperate card in True Intentions. If you've been following along, you're aware of this. And then, it was saying this person is in a desperate situation. They're looking for help. They're looking for assistance, and they trust that you are the person to help them, right? And I think that the advice in that reading was like, you can give them some advice, you can maybe help them come to a conclusion, but you can't do it for them. And then I think it was last week that we got a True Intentions card that had something to do with people wanting a loan or wanting money from us. And if I remember correctly, the advice from Spirit on that was not to give anyone any money. Don't swoop in and save them by way of paying off their debts or investing in something that they're trying to accomplish. It was really about trying to find a different way to assist them, because this is it's part of their spirit journey. It's part of what they need to do in order to evolve and level up. And it's also part of your job and my job to make sure that we offer the opportunity for other people to figure things out on their own. They're not going to grow if we keep doing things for them, and we're not going to grow by establishing our own boundaries and leveling up, healing that wounded masculine energy if we continue to sacrifice ourselves in order to assist others when it's really not our place. So today, this is the third week in a row where we have this kind of energy coming through, where there's still someone who's looking for our help, our guidance. If you've already said, no, I'm not going to give you any money, right? And you've said, well, maybe I can help you figure something out, or maybe I can be there for you just as a sounding board. Sometimes that's all people really need in order to figure out the solution on their own, is just to be a sounding board. This week, we're being asked to actually share our opinion on a situation. So let's find out using my new deck. I've been called to use the new deck today. Let's find out what should I ask here? I can't be so specific as to say what should our advice be, right? Because everybody has different people in their lives, and they all have different issues to solve. But I'm also kind of feeling called to ask that kind of question. So I'm just going to ask it. Let's see what happens. Spirit, what should our advice be? Well, maybe we should start with, should we even provide it? Are we in a position right now where we should be the ones to offer advice? Let's just start with that. And is there some follow-up on this? Let's see. These cards are so slippery. They just are wily. They go everywhere, which is good because, I don't know, I guess they have more control over what cards are going to come out than I do. If they're so wily that I can't control them, that's probably a good thing. So should we offer advice? Let's just start there. Is it our place to offer them the advice they're seeking? Well, maybe. Three of Wands coming in here. This is saying, like, it is, you've already had the plan. Like, you do know, you see the solution. This is a very entrepreneurial kind of card when you get the Three of Wands. This is someone who has that business-oriented mind where they can predict the outcome of a situation, and they've put their plan in place so that the outcome suits their desires. Okay, that is what comes in with the Three of Wands card. So when this card comes in, it's like, it's time to act. It's time to take that first step. So perhaps it is time for you to offer up your advice. Perhaps it is time for you to tell them, hey, you know, get off the pot. It's time for you to act. Let's see, is this the advice that we need to be giving? So the answer is yes, we need to be offering advice. What exactly is the advice? Are we in a position where we should tell someone, hey, you got to do it, you got to act? Well, this is the world in reverse. Things are changing. Maybe it's time for a big change. They're just still so unclear about how to move forward, and they are depending on their team, right? They're depending on their team right now, and they see you as part of their team of people who are there on their side and want them to do well and want to see them succeed and be happy. They're having trouble. I'm feeling like with this card, there's an indication that there's a little bit too much dependency on you and not enough dependency on the rest of their team. So I'm wondering if they should be encouraged to seek out additional resources. Yes, they absolutely should. So part of your advice that you need to be giving is, hey, you keep coming to me for the advice, and I'm really feeling this here. I keep telling you what my opinion is. I keep trying to offer the advice, and you don't seem to want to take it. You're not acting on it. You've got to either act on it or maybe get a second opinion. So maybe right now your advice is not to actually change from what it was before. Maybe your advice right now is to say, hey, I told you what I thought, and you're really apprehensive about it, and I understand your apprehension, but this is what I see. You asked for my opinion, and this is what it is. Now, if you're apprehensive and you don't fully trust my opinion, perhaps you should seek out a second opinion. Perhaps you should rely on the rest of your team. Okay, so yeah, because you know what? They're feeling depleted. This Ace of Cups coming in reverse, they're trying to get blood from a stone. They're trying to get you to tell them something else, because I don't think they actually want to hear the advice that you've provided. It's like they want you to say, you know what, I think I was wrong. You know, I know that you're really scared to leave this, you know, unhealthy partner of yours because you're afraid of what's on the other side. I keep telling you, you gotta leave them, and you keep on staying. And I know you want me to say, you know what, you don't have to leave them. They're probably a good person and you can work it out. It's like they're in a place of a bit of wishful thinking, and they're trying to get something from you that you don't have to offer. And they're also not reaching out to other resources to see if there's a consensus, or to see if maybe there's another way to go about it. Like maybe you have the right idea, but they don't feel comfortable acting on it in the way that you have laid out. So maybe they need more assistance in order to make that happen. And you can't be the one to give it to them. It's like they need a second. They need the rest. Yeah. And you're going to need to really follow your intuition on this. And you need to remind them that they need to keep on going back. That's their touchstone. There was something that inspired them to recognize a change was needed, right? And that something was their intuition. It was their guidance. And they need to start relying on that again. They need to feel, there are a lot of people in this world that second guess themselves and don't trust their own ideas. They think that they can't rely, they don't have the confidence to rely on themselves. So they are constantly seeking out the opinions and guidance of others, and they're looking for support. They're looking for some agreement, you know, and once they feel satisfied that everybody's in agreement and there's no other way to do it, then they will act. And this person right now really needs a reminder that they can trust their intuition, that they're not simply relying on the facts laid out in front of them. They have to have a little faith too. They have to know that the universe is on their side, that they have spirit guides and ancestors that are rooting for them, and things are going to be okay. But they can't ignore this intuition. They've got to remember the importance of their initial decision, okay? And you can remind them of that. Yes, things are going to be a bit challenging. This is the Wheel of Fortune card coming in reverse. There's a sense that some people are making a hard decision right now about money because maybe they're in a bad situation that is affording them the life that they need, affording them the life they've grown accustomed to. Like maybe they've been in a terrible marriage and they're afraid that if they leave their marriage, they're going to be broke and they're not going to get their feet under them. And that maybe that's why they were asking you for money last week. Or maybe they're in a job that they absolutely can't stand and it's just sucking the life out of them and they can't see another option. They're really afraid of the deficit. They're afraid of the consequences of their action because they're not willing to sacrifice the creature comforts they have grown accustomed to in order to achieve true wellness, true wholeness. And that's a very scary thing to do. Yeah, but look, there's this Four of Wands coming in. Let's get a little bit more of this Four of Wands. Can we clarify this Four of Wands here? Because does that mean that this has to do with not wanting to lose the stability of a union? Are they celebrating the idea of a union? Like maybe I think that's actually what it is. It's like they're idealizing this union that they've created, and they're not thinking clearly. Queen of Swords coming in reverse. She's an indication that things are not what they seem with this Four of Wands. Someone in your life truly believes that the situation they're in right now is the best it's ever going to be for them. And that is why they're not moving on. They're not making a change. They do not trust that things could actually get better. They believe that they're in the best situation that they can be, and that is why they're not willing to sacrifice the things in order to make the change. And I'm not going to lie and say they're wrong. There are a lot of people in this world that have to make sacrifices and experience a great deal of discomfort in order to get to a place that they were unable to even know existed before. Some things you have to let go of. You know, that just is what it is. Sometimes in order to leave a terrible marriage, you have to be willing to scrimp. You know, you have to be willing to let go of the extra streaming services and the, I mean, sometimes it's really bad. Often it's really bad. Usually people who are in a terrible marriage and afraid to leave are faced with potential homelessness. They might be thinking that if I leave this marriage, I'm going to end up in a women's shelter or a men's shelter. But it's the only way for me to get out of this marriage. And that's a really hard thing to do. It's really, really scary and difficult. And a lot of people cannot do that. And I'm really feeling in today's reading, I'm getting such a clear message that there are people in your life who are really in such a desperate situation and they feel like they've hit rock bottom, and the only other alternative they're seeing right now is a lower bottom. Okay, and that's why they're afraid to move forward. It's important right now, you just have to remind them that you are there for that clarity. You are there as their sounding board. There's a safety net, and it's not just you. You have to remind them of the other areas of safety in their life, because that's something that often people can't see. If it's someone that is afraid to leave this job that they're in, afraid to make changes in a parent-child relationship, because they're just like, I don't know what to do with my son or daughter. Things are so terrible, and I think that I need to make a big change, but I can't because I'm afraid of what'll happen. There are so many different situations in life where we really feel like it's really bad, and we just don't see the solution. And that's what somebody's dealing with right now. And it's hard, and it's giving them this situation where they are lying to themselves and saying things are going to be okay. Things will get better if I just stay here. And they're hoping that they will get support from the people around them saying, you know what, you're right. If you just kiss a little butt at work and your boss will see you, go the extra mile, forget about any work-life balance right now. Just keep on pushing, and eventually you'll get that promotion, right? It's not true. It's a lie. All right. Keep on trying to work on your marriage. Go to marriage counseling. Maybe you'll work things out. It's a lie. It's not going to change. It's not going to get better. But this person is not feeling ready to make the change. And they are living in a world of disappointment right now. 5 of Cups coming in reverse here. It's like they're already so disappointed with the state of things, and they're afraid of how bad it could get if they make a change. Yeah, they're really looking at how things have been going. 9 of Wands coming in here. They're ruminating. They're in a place right now with the 7 of Cups in reverse. It's kind of falling back to this Queen of Swords in reverse where they're lying to themselves. They are rewriting history. That's what's coming in here with the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. So the person in your life who's asking for guidance and your opinion, they're currently rewriting history. They're looking back and saying, things aren't really as bad as I made it out to be. I was over dramatizing. Everything's going to be fine. And you need to be there to say, no, that you're lying to yourself. That's not accurate. You're not seeing things clearly. So that's what you can do today, this week. And look, Temperance coming in reverse. They need temperance. They need someone to come in and say, I know you're scared, but your fear, you're allowing your fear to change what you know to be true, because you're so afraid of making the change that you would rather change your belief in what is real. And they need someone in their life to be like, nope, that is not the truth. You're lying to yourself. I can't give you money. I can't give you a place to live. I can't give you a job. I can't give you the ultimate solution, but I can give you the truth. I will be solid right here and say, what you told me in the past was the truth. It was not a lie. It was not over dramatized. It was the truth. And hold them to that. Okay, help them hold accountable to the truth. So that is your true intentions reading for today. Do we need one for the road? Let's pull one more card for the road. I feel like this was such a long reading. I mean, we're in 20 minutes here on this true intentions reading, but for some of you, it's really important for you to be able to empathize with where this person is coming from, because you could potentially become very frustrated with their inability to follow your lead. You know, it's like you could be getting really sick of them constantly coming to you and asking for help, and you're going to be like, listen, I've already told you what to do. You've already come to me with this, and I've told you what my boundaries are. You're standing firm right now on your boundaries and on the truth. That's your job. And being empathetic with them is going to be important for you to do that, because otherwise you could lose interest. So empathy is important here. They need you to remind them. All right. This is your card for the road. Look at that. Look at that right there. You've got the Five of Swords coming in reverse. This person and you together are dealing with a potential falling out. You might not agree with their opinions or the way they're handling this matter, and it could result in the two of you experiencing a wedge between you. That's one thing that you should be aware of. All right, maybe allowing that wedge to occur could be avoided by just respecting boundaries and re-establishing the truth of a situation, just being honest. Also, this card means they're really going through a bad time. They're going through a falling out. It's not going to be pleasant. They're not going to be at their best right now. They're struggling. So keep that in mind and just be there as just let them know you are there. Let them know you're there and that you stand with the truth. And don't let that go, okay? That's your reading for today, True Intentions reading. Please let me know if you found that of interest, of importance, or of value. I think that this probably is going to come up in a lot of people's lives right now, especially because we have this, we're in the new year, and people are looking back and thinking about the things that they want to maintain, the things they want to change, and some of those things could be really, really challenging. So let me know how things are going. Please pop a comment in the comment section. If you found this of value and you'd like to see more content, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out a whole lot. And if you think this is something that someone else needs to hear, for example, if it's this person in your life who's been seeking out your guidance, and you are looking for that extra support because they're looking for that second opinion, send them this video. Share this video with them and be like, hey, look, even this lady on YouTube is saying you got to listen to the truth right now, right? Okay, so thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow for the All Signs Tarot reading, and it will be focused on New Year, the New Year 2025, and what is needed for each zodiac sign. That'll be tomorrow. So I will see you then. Take care.